All right, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome. It's been about 2, 3 weeks that we came online last due to various circumstances, um, you know, unavailability, um, so much clashing with our programs and all. But we are back today, and like we promised you, we are back with something new. We are back with a fresh book that we are going to be reviewing with you starting from today. All right. So wherever you are joining us from, whether in Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or even maybe in the Antarctica, wherever you are, we want to welcome you and we want to thank you for joining us again on this show today. This is the Story Time with Darasimi show, and we come online every Saturday by 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So, once again, thank you for joining us, and please welcome with me my dear niece, Darasimi, the one we call the storyteller. All right, Darasimi, you're welcome. Can you say a word of welcome to our people watching us from home?
Thank you. I want to say thank you for joining, and I hope you get blessed by this speech we have to tell you today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, can you tell us what are we starting today? Your camera is up, please.
We're talking about a book called Think and Grow Rich. So
Think and Grow Rich by who is that?
Nap- Napoleon Hill,
Napoleon Hill. All right, thank you. So, um, how many chapters are we reviewing today? What chapter are we reviewing today?
Chapter 1.
Chapter one. All right. So just before we go into the in-depth discussion of chapter one, I like us to have maybe a discussion around the central theme of the book, uh, what the book is all about, like um, give us an insight into what we should expect that the book is going to give us.
Well, for the past chapters I've read, I know like it's talking about you desiring something, and when you desire it and you work hard for it, you will get it. And the fitness of purpose.
Okay, definiteness of purpose. Hmm. That's that's interesting. That is, there is there is a purpose you have in mind. You are definite about it. You are certain about it, and you put all your energy towards it. You will definitely get it. All right, that's interesting. So let's dive straight into the discussion. Let's go into the chapter one. What do you have for us?
Okay, but so before I say some of the lessons I learned, I'll be talking about a story where it talks about a guy named is Vance. So he wanted to work with a man called Thomas A. Edison. He had like a company, and so so he wanted to work with him, and he knew he had no chance until to start, or maybe to start with his company. And he just know that he would do anything to just, even if he just as a cleaner, anything that he said he would work, that he just want to work as whatever they call it. So it became like when they gave him a job, it become like he will be working for him, but not directly to him. So that, oh, at least I'm working in this company, blah blah blah. He could have stopped because he knew that, oh, I could have just he could just give up, and he didn't give up because after some years and everything, he was a good, like, I don't know what to say, like a good employee or employer. So this Thomas Edison guy liked him so much and made him like his partner in the company, and since then they have had like a huge raise up for the company. And Vance didn't even accept that. He just expected that maybe he would just like work for him, then give him money, then come back. But he expected something bigger. If Vance did not desire it so much, it could have literally somebody will have taken a job and you'll be like, oh, I was just like three places away from the gold. And there's another story, but that's for another time. So what I learned in all this story and everything is that when a man really desires a thing so deeply that is willing to stake his entire future on the second turn of the wheel in order to get is sure to ensure, like as I'm saying, but he did anything to like his whole turn and literally like turn everything. He desired it so much that he said, I would do anything to just get to it. And when you have that type of desire in your heart and you know that if I don't get it, you have a specific time for you to get it, you always win. That's what it's saying, that you always get it. And this one says
That
when you
that
want
the point there, that as much as you desire it, as long as you have a a desire for something, to achieve something, to get something, to get to a certain level, to reach a certain height, or to meet a certain goal. As long as you desire it so well and you are willing to put in whatever effort that it requires, that you will always get it. Just like Barnes, who, even though he set out to become a partner to Thomas Edison, but then he didn't get the partnership role immediately. But then he was willing to work with him until he was able to achieve his definite purpose. All right. Thank you. Please go ahead. What's the next point?
okay,
Or
so
what is the next lesson that we have to learn from this chapter?
okay, so as I was saying, it says when you want something and you don't get it at your first attempt, don't give up on it. Because if you do give up, you could miss a big opportunity. But if you don't give up, you could get something bigger than expected. So there's this story that, like this illustration that he used about it. It's called Three Feet from Good. If you read the book, you know. Like after this story, it talks about 3 feet from good. So there was this guy, him and his uncle. They wanted
Say that again. I didn't get the three what?
the 3 feet from gold. Three
3
feet.
feet. Okay, okay. 3 feet from gold. Yeah.
So that's the illustration he used for this second lesson. I'm going to talk about it. So this guy, he like was digging something, then he found some gold. He now saw that through everything that there's gold everywhere. So him and his uncle and his neighbor would gather some money together to get the gold. So after everything, they started and they saw gold every time. So for some time they didn't see any gold anymore. What do you think he did? He gave up, obviously. So he gave his machine, his miner, whatever they call it, he gave it to one junk man. The junk man wasn't a dumb junk man. So instead of the junk man just, I will just sell it or something, he went for cancel and see. Then he he just used the mine. Then he went for cancel and everything. Then after everything that happened, if they found out that he was 3 feet away from the gold, and if he had not given up, and the gold was even bigger than his, but now the junk man like the richest man in the world. So if he didn't give up and just kept going, he won't he wouldn't have like advanced it, and he didn't stop because what he expected was even bigger than what they gave him. So sometimes when you give up, it when you get like temporary defeat, yeah, that's what you use, temporary defeat. Sometimes it just to teach you some things. So you don't just get into the big one and just mess up everything. So sometimes you may get like defeated, but it's not permanent. So you have to know that you don't always give up. And this guy had to pay everybody back his money. Like the money they used to buy the machine, he has to pay every single time or literally owed before he could even pay everyone because that was a lot of money. And
Hmm.
so
A lot of people are so close to success when they actually give up. They are so close to success, but because they cannot see it ahead, due to certain challenges they hit and all of that, they give up when they are almost there, just one or two steps to getting to success. They give up at that point, and that is what this is talking about and encouraging us not to do. Don't give up. You may be closer than to success than you even know. You know, imagine somebody who has been digging, who has been dredging for a lot of hours, a lot of feet um, being dug, and then just 3 feet to eating the jackpot, just 3 feet to eating the gold, just 3 feet to eating the diamond. It gives up. In fact, all of the effort he has made will become a waste, and even the potential, the possibilities that lie ahead, it will also have wasted that. All right. So, in short, everybody must know this. There is no room for giving up. There is no room for uh, uh, getting discouraged. You know, when you are faced with certain challenges of life, certain challenges in the attainment of whatever it is you desire and all, challenges will come. But if you give up at that time, you may actually lose the opportunity of ever being able to experience that thing which you desire. You know, the Bible also says that uh, if you faint in the days of adversity, that your strength is small. When you faint in the days of adversity, that is simply meaning when you give up at the point of facing challenges, it means that your inner strength, your desire was not actually strong enough from the start. All right, let's go to the next point.
Okay, so just talking about what I continued. So one of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. Every person is guilty of this mistake at one time or the other. So sometimes, as you said, sometimes when you have failure, it's for you to learn from it, not just to say, oh, whatever, this is probably going to happen for the rest of my life. Let me just like stop or do something. So instead of that, you just stop and then you just see that nothing is happening. So you have to know that when you get like, I don't know how to say, like maybe when you fail sometimes, but that doesn't mean you will fail for the rest of your life. It may for you to learn something. It may be for you to know like, this is how you do this because nobody's going to tell you because even them they want that thing that you want. They want what you want. So you have to know that sometimes it could be the attack from the devil because he said, oh, he wants like Job now. If if he wasn't a good believer, you could have gone to it because the devil was like causing him and trying to make him sweat in the front of God. But God was a good Christian, so he allowed him to do it. If he had given up, he wouldn't have had more like abundance than he already had before. You should always go on. You should always keep on, and no matter how hard whatever that thing is, you should always go on. And because when riches begin to come, they come so quickly in a great abundance that one wonders where they have been hiding during all these lean years. This is a very important statement. I think we should hold on to it so that you know that determination pays. Determination is when you are determined for something, it actually really, really, really like pays. Because sometimes when riches can become really, really great and abundant, but you be like, wow, where has all this money been hiding itself? Well, you should just know that determination pays in everything you do. Determination pays because success comes to those who are success conscious, and failure comes to those who are indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, you know, just like we had said earlier, you know, a lot of people give up when the riches, the wealth they are actually looking for is so close to them, you know. So we have to be determined to never give up because when this money comes, when all of these successes, when they come in so um, with so much abundance and effort, and you are going to be looking at it. How did all of these things suddenly come? It's just because of determination never to give up, even in the face of difficulty. And You must have this consciousness. Success consciousness. Your What makes a difference between a failure and a success is actually what they are conscious about, or the mindset with which they have, whether it's success consciousness or failure consciousness. That is what determines what they end up to have, or what they end up to achieve in life. All right, so let's move ahead.
Okay, so when you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with the state of mind. It's when you have the mindset that I'm going to get this, no matter what happens, I will get it. That's when you know that there's a reason for this. That's why you know that you have to do this, you have to do this. There's a reason why, there's a reason behind every the meaning of this. With little or no hard work, you and every other person ought to be interested in knowing how to acquire the state of mind which attracts riches. Definiteness of purpose. You have to be you have to know that riches, it doesn't just start from you starting from you have to have the like determine you have to be determined, you have to have the state of you have to have the mindset that you will get it, and if you don't get it, no matter what happens, that that you just have to be determined. When you want something, don't just think that maybe if this doesn't work, I'll have another option. You have to determine that this is the only option I will have. And if I don't have this, that that's it. But you shouldn't be like, oh, what if this happened? You have a second opinion. Just think that you have this one opinion and you're going to have it no matter what happens. This specific time, blah blah blah. After there was this story he did in chapter something something. This guy, he said that he wanted like $1 million to make a school for people to increase their ideas. So instead of him to just say, he said that this 1 week, it was a pastor. This 1 week, I will get my money. He went to church to preach that day, and then he started preaching about riches and everything, and he even forgot the note where he wanted to like preach about. Like you need notes to know what God inspired you. So the note, he didn't have it, and it was already on stage, so it was too late for him. But he just saw this thing that just started inspiring, and he started talking about. And at the end of the beginning, some man just said, okay, come to my office. I will give you this check for $2 million. Even though he needed $1 million, if he wasn't determined and he did not have a specific time for it, he wouldn't have get it. People just be like, oh no, he's probably going to use it for waste, or probably going to use it and spend it on himself. But because he was determined for it, and it happened. And the last but not the least one says one of the main weakness of mankind is the average human familiarity with the word impossible. People think because somebody have not done it, it's impossible. Then you be the first person to do it. Isn't it somebody that just make the telephone? Is it because nobody have ever made it before? That doesn't mean the person did not make it. He made it because he knows if I this, he know the mindset, he know what he want. And when you know what you want, God will always be beside, because you know what you want. And not just being, maybe it's this I need. I don't even know. You will do the research, you have the mindset that this is what I want, this is what I need. Because even psychologists have said that when one is truly ready for a thing, when you are ready for something, you put it in it's put in its appearance. It's put like, this guy is really ready for what is happening. So I just want you to know that when you want something, when you desire something, you always get it. Because those that are success conscious, those who are success will always be success conscious, and those who are failure that indifferently allow failure, they will always be failure conscious. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The take home from here is that your desire plays a big role in determining what you get in life. How much you desire something, how much you are willing to um, sacrifice or give to it to ensure that you get it. And then the consciousness that you have, that is the mindset that you have, whether you be successful at a thing or you become a failure at it, it is going to be majorly based on the mindset that you have. All right. So this is just by way of introducing you to the book. This is just chapter 1, the introductory chapter. We still have maybe about 14, 15 other chapters that we are going to be discussing with you. So we hope to see you again next week to join with us as we dig deep into the in-depth of this book. It's a book that, in fact, if you listen to almost all successful people um, from any kind of background, uh, this is one book that you cannot but hear them talk about. It's a book that you are going to, the likes of uh, late Miles Monroe, the likes of Bob Proctor, the likes of um, John Maxwell, the likes of Anthony Robbins, and all of them, a lot of them. You will hear them quoting or speaking about this book. That is how important it is. And there are a lot of evidence to show that if this book, the principles, the things talked about in this book, if they are actually applied, that you get the result. So we are hoping that we are going to have a wonderful time together as we dig deep into this. So once again, thank you for joining us. This is episode 23 of this program. We thank you all for being with us this far. We are hoping that we are going to celebrate together. We are hoping that you are going to be here when we are going to celebrate episode 200. All right. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you next week. Everybody, thank you. Darasimi, thank you for coming on the show. We hope to see you next week again. God
Thank you
bless you
very
all.
much. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.